Hi, my name is Elijah Gomez, and this is my practice for my persuasive speech. How old were you when you were allowed to have social media? And after getting social media, could you tell any change or difference in the way that you started to see yourself or maybe in other people? If so, then you're the same as 46% of teens today. Setting an age limit on social media is the safest way to protect our teenagers today. There needs to be an age limit in order to strictly monitor the growth of the next generation. Not only will I go over the real effects that social media has on teenagers today, but also what the government and other countries are doing to combat these dangers. By doing this, I hope to convince you that a social media ban is necessary for teens all throughout America. For right now, though, I will just focus on the negative effects that social media poses on teenagers today. Social media is a powerful source of information at the hands of whoever decides to make an account, especially when the information is in the hands of children and teenagers. There is data that has shown that there have been many negative effects of social media, which we will look at in this point right now. In 2022, the Pew Research Center found that teens are spending their time online, specifically with YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, or Instagram, with a 95% of these teens using a majority of these social media websites. The U.S. Surgeon General also issued an advisory in May of 2023 speaking on the effects of social media. 46% of teenagers ages 13 to 17 felt worse about their body image after using social media. This, as well as the 64% of adolescents that say that they have been exposed to hate-based content through social media. Social media clearly has negative effects on the mental images of body for the majority of children who use social media. This, as well as the fact that 64% of children on social media have been exposed to hate-based content, creates a bigger issue in the long run. Now we can look at how lawmakers have been implementing age limits on social media here in the U.S. There have been a few laws the government has put in place to help combat the effects of social media on teens. This, as well as some plans the government has, is important to understand how they are attempting to combat this. For instance, the Children Online Privacy Rule is an act that was set in place in 1998 that protects children under the age of 13 online. While this is this is not really enough to fully protect children as we see it with the growth of social media today. More recently, there have been states like Utah, Tennessee, and Virginia that have passed all the process to get protecting children online. This is done by setting strict age verification, parental consent, and nighttime curfews on all social media apps for any minors. California, as of September 20th, 2024, the California governor has actually signed a law prohibiting companies from collecting data on children under the 18 without parental consent. However, this law has been temporarily blocked to further examine whether it infringes freedom of speech rights. The government is attempting to find ways to keep our children safe while online, but it's hard to find legal ways without opposing other laws and regulations. However, other countries have banned this and placed strict laws to prevent children from using social media entirely. Other countries aside from the US, such as Australia and Europe, have already set strict bans on social media for some of their minors. Australia has become the first country to flat out ban all social media platforms for anyone under the age of 16. They have also set heavy penalties on the platforms themselves if they fail to do so. In Europe, France, and Denmark have approved laws to ban social media for children under 15. Spain has also begun the process to create only access to social media for minors under the age of 16. This is an authorization by a legal guardian. Other countries have acted out based on the known dangers that social media poses to children. For the U.S., we should see this and take action ourselves to seek solutions for these issues. Social media poses a great danger to teens just by allowing them to use the platform by themselves. The U.S. is slightly behind the rest of the world, though, as other countries have already fully banned social media for some teenagers. It is important to know the laws and the process that our country is implementing to prevent the effects of social media. Social media is a very dangerous platform on the developing minds of teenagers, and there needs to be stricter laws and regulations to guard this and guard their minds. Setting guidelines and social bans on social media is a necessary step in protecting the minds of our next generation. Other countries have already taken social media to the most extreme, fully banning the platforms for themselves or for anyone under certain ages. If the other large countries have already taken these steps, why shouldn't we? Thank you.